that?
Just started recording.
I just started. Oh, the audio just started recording.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, no, we got the footage. I was like, a lot of audio just got missed.
Oh, that's okay.
Anyways,
Life happens.
alternated dimension. We just stepped into another world. Loki season 2 came out yesterday. What was it? I haven't watched it though.
I don't follow that.
Yeah.
Dude, I keep telling you, you should just read One Piece right now.
Right now? No, start reading it. Okay, at some point, I probably would pull it out.
When it was a group thing, that's when I watched it.
The what?
When it was a group thing, a group watch, that's when I watched it.
Okay,
I feel that.
I'm always down to watch it.
Okay. Anyways,
So,
here we are with another episode of Basic Conversations. I got my boy Rodrigo here, a good friend, a man studying computer science, getting his PhD. Was it again?
so I am technically in my bachelor's. But I'm starting my PhD next year.
And you were gonna explain what was that all about? Because I said master's, and I was.
So at my university, there's an option if you really know you want to do research. You basically just skip the master's because the master's is mostly for industry. If you want to stay in academia, you just go straight into the PhD.
Okay.
You just gotta get accepted and have like a professor that wants to have you as their advisor.
Are you still with that professor you said you were with before?
Technically. So he specializes in vision, but he does hand pose estimation, which is like trying to, based on an image or a frame of something, and in that frame there's a hand, he wants to see where every single joint of that hand is.
Okay.
And I am just not that interested in that problem. I think it's interesting, but it's just not my cup of tea. But I really like working with him because I find out that I like vision, like computer vision. But
and is that what the AI you said you were working on?
Yeah, so computer vision is, so the branch of AI is kind of like an umbrella. It's not kind of, it is an umbrella, and there's a lot of different type of AI that fall underneath it, such as machine learning, and computer vision. Even though it is not necessarily machine learning, it uses a lot of machine learning components, and machine learning is basically the modern AI.
Okay. And what does it exactly do? In your way, how can you explain AI?
Well, modern AI, so we use these things called neural networks, which are, wow.
How far do you think will it go as well?
Oh, man. So
he's like, oh, shit, I have a whole imagination.
So for AI, it's basically all optimization. If you know anything about calculus, in calculus, you basically can follow. You can get the derivatives of variables, such as, let's say, position of something, or I'm high. So
he said I'm already there.
No, so it's basically like trying to follow a path on a mountain, and that mountain is like the optimization problem, and you fine tune like different little nodes in this network, because every single input that's coming in has to be processed by those nodes, and basically as at the very end you have some sort of like function or mathematical function that, I hope I'm not explaining this wrong.
He said I'll go, okay.
Like, I know what I'm saying is, so there's a function at the end, it's called loss function, which tells you what the margin of error between the actual training point is or versus what your prediction was. And then based on that, all the weights get tuned in this neural network. And it's basically a form of pattern recognition based on data. That's how AI works. And then at the very end, you have you can have regression problems. Like, let me go back. You can have classification problems. Classification problems are pretty simple. You can have a network be trained to recognize images of cats versus dogs. And at the very end of that network, you would just have two nodes, and one would turn on for dogs and the other one for cats. So it's pretty easy to understand.
So is it like those AI created photos that people will be like creating through the apps?
That's a bit more complicated.
Oh, okay. Do you use any AI right now? And again, how far do you think it'll go?
Okay, so I do use AI right now because on my PhD, what I'm going to be working on, hopefully, is I'm trying to see how we can use. So my area that I want to specialize is called reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning uses a reward-based model. So you mathematically can find like a reward function that can specify reward based on like an environment that you're in for a model to act within it. An agent act within that environment based on different like components of what you want to learn. So it is used a lot in video games or like game AI basically, such as in chess. Like you would have the system play chess, and let's say at the very end, every time it wins, that is a reward, like a positive reward versus negative reward. And based on like practice, the system learns which moves give you better reward versus none. And it uses this optimal policy, which depending on the world that you're in, it chooses the optimal policy, which is the optimal action to do based on a set of actions. So, but I'm not interested in the game aspect of it. I'm interested in like human vision. So these reinforcement learning models are very much based on how dopamine, not like it is necessarily a one-to-one, but they try to replicate that to a certain extent by having the system have positive reward versus negative reward based on actions that it does in the world. And if that action is a good one, then it gets a positive reward. If that action is not optimal, it gets like not as positive reward. If it's a bad action, then it's negative, and so on. So what I'm interested in is seeing how we can use a simulated world and have a camera in that world and an arm. So it would be like based on robotics.
Okay.
So this robot, what it would do is that I'm still writing this. So it will move around the world.
How long do you think it'll take you? Do you have a goal in mind?
Fuck. I don't know. The thing, if I have a goal, probably 5 years.
5 years.
It's just I don't know. Like research is not like a race. It's kind of like a marathon, and you just go until you find that
until
spot.
You're there, really.
Until you're there.
I mean, I think that's what being a scientist is all about, right? Would you say you're a scientist or
I wish
mathematician?
So technically, no, because you need to be published, and I am not published yet.
Okay.
But I do aspire to be a scientist, and I love learning. Learning is one of the coolest things. As derivative as that sounds, I love learning. It's really cool. My brain enjoys, like, the more complex things are, the more my brain is just, I need to know more. I need to learn more, because otherwise I feel kind of not bored.
You feel empty?
But no, not empty. It's just I'm always looking for challenges.
Okay.
I think that's what I'm like.
And do you think that's your current challenge is the AI?
Yes. Yes and no. So, yes, it is my current challenge, but I do other stuff that can be challenging. So at the moment, I've been playing the guitar since I was 10 years old, but I never really.
Oh, you did tell me you were practicing.
Yeah, I've been practicing, and I've been trying to like actually put in time, and it can be very like difficult to develop that finger individuality, and like have better technique, and just like improve on every single aspect of it. And it requires so much time and so much like thinking, and then you start to get into like music theory, and you realize how huge that world is, and then you realize that you have a voice that you want to express. And I've realized that science and arts are kind of similar. You definitely need to be highly creative.
Sound itself is like part of the world.
Yeah, yeah, and then the fact that our brain processes that in certain ways.
I always think that's really crazy, like the frequencies of sound and all that.
Yeah, humans are pretty interesting. The human brain is just, it's so complex and beautiful. But yeah.
You said you were also learning astrophysics, though.
That's more like a hobby.
Okay, a hobby, and how is it complex to you?
I used to like astrophysics a lot. Well, I just love physics. I used to be a physics major. I switched from that because.
And what would you say physics is in your own words?
It's trying to explain the world based off like math and logic. I guess that's a pretty simple description, but it's just basically trying to understand the world around us and explaining the most complex thing, like systems and like that. Not even us we can understand. That's why, to me, even though I like astrophysics, I'm more interested in quantum mechanics. I used to want to do a PhD in theoretical physics, but I had to take a little break from school for like mental health reasons. And then I realized computer science is so great with my brain, because I think logic is, I mean, all humans are logic, hopefully, but I think I have a pretty strong suit when it comes to that.
You think humans react more to emotions or logic right now?
Humans in general, I think we're highly emotional.
Yeah.
Whether, like, I used to believe that I was not emotional at all, because I was like, everything is about logic.
Yeah.
But honestly, I've been doing therapy for the past 6 months, 7 months, and I realized that even though I thought all my actions were like in a certain sense logical, they are all at the end driven by some sort of emotion, That's sort of aspect of your personality. So
I'm glad you see that.
Yeah,
that's awesome. How's it been? How's that experience been doing therapy? If you don't mind sharing, is there techniques you've learned, or what have you learned from it?
So one of the first things I got asked by my therapist was what was my goal. And one thing that I've always struggled with is definitely accepting myself. Growing up, it was not very easy to accept who I am. But over time, you just realize that you're worthy of being okay. And as far as techniques that we do, I don't know, we do some breathing sometimes, but most of the time, it's just feeling like actually listened. Yeah, it's kind of hard to express right now.
That's understandable. Would you say like music is how you're expressing it in some sort of way? Do you do any like journaling?
I do journaling sometimes. I somehow live vicariously by my memory, which is a bad idea. I forgot a lot of shit. But the way I like to express myself, I think emotions can be very difficult. So I really like poetry because it lets you be as deep as you want to with it. And I always like language itself.
Yeah.
So I like to write poems.
Do you write in Spanish? Do you write
English. I would love to write in Spanish, and I would actually, now that you mention it.
Dude.
It's just I'm so used to English.
Yeah.
It's so weird, dude. I literally my whole life just Spanish, and then now English is just what I think in most of the time.
That's crazy, right?
So even when I write poetry,
but you know Spanish so well, which is great.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm proud of that, honestly.
Why are you proud?
Because Spanish was my first language growing up.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, I lost it, and now I'm just trying to practice it little by little.
You should practice with me.
I should.
So I think it's different because it was the only language that I grew. Like, well, I did learn English, but everywhere I went, it was always Spanish. Like, we went to the store, we went to church, we went to like school. Everyone was Spanish, not just my parents.
Yeah.
So I think that ingrains the language more.
Exactly. I feel the same way because I was talking about it with Atlas as well, and it's just we just grew up with a lot of English speaking kids, and then my mom just felt the need to talk to me and my brother in English. So eventually, like, wore away.
It just goes away. But I'm pretty sure if you practice, you'll get it. It's always good to immerse yourself in the language you're trying to learn, or relearn in this case, because it's just.
I should use Babbel, huh?
What is Babbel?
Yeah, I heard it's like a language app.
Oh, I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I mean that's all I know what it's about. It's a pretty popular one.
Fair. So,
do you agree with language apps?
I kind of do because they let you practice, but I think that one of like the best ways to actually learn a language is completely switch everything in your life
to focus to be honest, yeah.
When I was learning German, I stopped watching anything in English, Spanish. I would just only watch things in German. At first, I started with English subtitles, but then I started switching to just German subtitles. And I would just listen to German music. I would try to read things in German. I would try to switch my thoughts to only be in German. And that's what I think, because...
I became a German.
No, basically. But, like, that's why if you go to the country where you want to learn that language, and you, like...
Have you gone to Germany?
No, I want to.
Okay.
That's where I wanted to do my PhD, but it's okay. Maybe later in life
You'll definitely go.
Yeah.
I'll probably go with you.
That would be sick.
Berlin.
Yeah, we can all go to.
I don't know. Is there a specific place you want to go to in Germany?
Munich.
Munich?
Munich.
I don't know nothing about Munich. What headquarters?
Oh yeah, it's there in Munich.
Adidas.
Adidas.
Oh, Adidas. Oh, wow.
Also, my favorite soccer team is Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich.
So
okay.
I would love to see them.
Are they a good team?
Yes.
Oh
yeah. They are good.
Okay.
I haven't kept up in the last few years. I've been really busy, but I love them. Yeah.
Okay.
Harry Kane is in Bayern Munich now, and he's doing really well. Yeah, that's
Bayern. Who's that?
Harry Kane he was the captain for the English team. I don't know, I don't take my word for it.
Okay.
But he was either the captain or he was the main striker for sure.
Okay.
In the English team in the World Cup.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, he's a.
I heard I think the World Cup the World Cup is gonna be in Mexico City this time. Is it the World Cup?
It's Canada, America, United States, Mexico.
Oh, so it's going, okay.
Yeah, so there's going to be matches here in Arlington.
Yo.
Well, we're in Dallas, but yeah.
See, we got to get our dollars up for real, dog. Really fuck, bro.
All the badass bitches. Universal Studios come same year.
Yeah. Yeah, they're putting a Universal Studios at Frisco.
For real?
Yeah.
The county approved it.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember reading that they were not going to, but they ended up.
Yes.
Oh, sick.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. It's gonna be right there.
That is so crazy.
Whoa. Yo, so okay, on the way here, I saw like a bunch of these like apartment homes. What is he doing?
He's eating.
What is he eating?
I don't know. He just pulled up something. Anyhow,
Yeah,
you were
pulled
saying.
it out of the guitar. Like a portal. So I saw these like apartment homes driving up here, and it's wild because they're so compacted. I mean, they look nice in some sort of fashion, I guess, but I'm like, yo, I bet you could hear your fucking neighbor. You're right there.
Yeah.
It's so, exactly.
Damn.
Pa was making humping noises.
That's pretty good. I don't know, like, there's so much expansion going on. Like, if you go to Austin, that place is growing. Oh my gosh.
I haven't been to Austin in like a year.
Yeah. I really have a hard time hearing.
I know,
Joe Rogan's down there.
Oh, he is.
Oh, right now?
Oh. Yeah, I think he lives there.
Oh, he lives down there. Oh, I didn't know. I watched this fool.
Austin is the comedy
comedy mecca right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of comedy stuff, but I don't follow it.
Phil
But
Tony is
Yo, come on now. Yeah.
it's like the biggest stand-up thing right now.
I never knew this. I never do this. What the fuck?
hey, it's okay to not know it. It's fine.
Oh yeah, no, it's okay.
No,
That's
he was-
crazy
he was-
though.
he was-
Joe Rogan's like right there, and I've been watching it for like a good minute.
Hey.
That's crazy. High level math methods. What is that?
High level what?
Math concepts is what
Oh
you told
my
me. What is
gosh.
that? What do you think about math? Math
It's
is
like a
wild.
very odd relationship because I love math,
Uh-huh.
but math can be so esoteric, dude. That's why maybe I like. Okay, to any physicists out there, I am not a true physicist, but I just like physics so much more than math because math can be highly, highly theoretical, and I like the theoretical aspect of physics because I can picture it in my head. But a lot of high level math is just you have to like do that as your life to understand it. So I even thought I would like to talk to you about it. I don't have like enough
Experience.
no enough like confidence that everything I will say is gonna be like accurate. So I don't want to
Do you
like
want a
mislead
cookie?
you. Yes, I would. I just realized where those cookies came from. And I do want
I have
one.
yet to have one of all the cookies. No.
You had.
Oh yes, I have. Fuck, it's been a minute though.
Dude, Paulie is wild when it comes to his baking.
I love chocolate.
I
That's a
love
good
Paul,
cookie
bro.
though.
There's peanut butter.
have the milk.
All that chewing.
There's peanut butter in it.
I eat. I'm making it.
Mm.
I ate like 7 before.
You like, I need it in the fridge.
Dude, I will always remember the time we were back in the apartment with like y'all's apartment. You did those.
The glaze.
No, he did the turtles.
The turtles? Oh.
Bro, I was like, oh.
Yo, I just opened that notebook that has the homemade caramel recipe. Back there.
Did you try making it? Or are you gonna try making it?
I'm eventually, yeah. But then the reason I opened that notebook was because of writing a cookie short.
I'm trying not to make a mess.
Okay. So you're getting like your own list.
Unlike
Yeah, you
me.
guys see my fucking stories on my cookies? I'm evolving with it.
But yeah, I always remember eating those turtle candy turtles, whatever they're called.
Bro, I barely remember that, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I would like to try them again. They were pretty good. I tried it when you put them in the freezer, didn't you?
Yeah.
Bro, I love desserts coming out the freezer.
Yeah, he got me on that.
Bro, cold desserts? I'm sorry.
I do cold.
I
I
love-
do like that now. Gummy worms? Do it.
Gummy worms?
Yo.
Do it. Be
I'll
careful.
do
though.
that.
Don't go in there chewing.
Like that. Sometimes you can't depend on your
You gotta sell them?
But,
Selling them?
Suck on them.
yo, get the herbal gummy bears.
I have that.
Okay.
You do you like to do the sour? Do you like to get the sour off before you eat it?
Yeah, I don't
Does
mind.
that. My son does that with some candies.
I love sour stuff.
Sour candies are delicious. Like Airhead Extremes, I like those.
Listen,
What else is good? So I mean, sour gummy worms are like top tier to me.
Called rips, that's all.
Lap
Strips
sandwich,
or
lap
strips.
sandwich.
Sour Skittles, the sour strips. Those, the ones
What's
that.
the best sour candy?
I just like.
What's your favorite sour thing? What's the most sour thing you ever ate?
So in El Salvador, we have this. It's so I don't know why we cannot get green mangoes here in the United States,
Those are sour.
bro. They're brutal, and then we like basically bathe them in lime and salt,
Oh god.
and it is so good. They're like they're tough.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you ever had that, but by itself, it is way more sour than anything I can eat here in the United States. Sadly,
I would like to try it though.
you should. We should go to
Do
El
you know
Salvador.
why we can't have it? Yeah, El Salvador. Where would you like to go in El Salvador?
My country is so small. We could go anywhere.
Do you think we could see the whole country in like a day, 2 days, 3 days?
Yeah. Yeah, you go to the west. Dude, you can see the whole country.
He said probably. If you just go,
No, it'll probably take you. So it takes you around 3 hours to get like from one end to the other.
Crazy. You're a lie.
I'm not lying.
3 hours?
3 hours.
That's like how big
Fuck you, bro.
That's like how big Puerto Rico is. From the west side to the east side.
Puerto Rico. Dude, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
It takes like 2 hours.
For real?
Yeah, I've been there. So I'm like, yo, if it's that.
Yeah, you
it's
should
like,
look up El Salvador, dude.
I need a passport though, man.
So it's like 21,000 square miles. It's really small. It's ridiculously small.
What's the prettiest thing there? What'd you say? If you know.
The women. No, but for real
He's
though.
not lying.
For-
It's
no,
not
for-
the scenery.
The scenery is
See
beautiful.
something? Boom.
Yeah. No, but on the real though. Besides that.
Besides that.
So there's this place. It's called Miramundo. It's technically it's El Pital. So it's like the highest point in El Salvador, and it's really cold. It's like 50 degrees all year long. It is so nice. There's like it's like cabins, like it's wood. It's mountain. It's like mountain.
Snow?
It's the only place that has ever snowed in El Salvador. But it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But it gets really, really cold. But I'm not sure it snows often enough.
It's gonna snow.
It gets cold though.
It's gonna snow.
It's gonna snow. Yeah, this year. Yeah, for sure. I like that place. But honestly, my favorite thing about El Salvador is the food. Holy crap! Holy crap!
What's your favorite food? I feel like you've told me.
Well, Salvadorian food.
Yeah.
Listen, as a true Salvadorian, there's no way I cannot say pupusas.
No way I can compare it.
Because pupusas are like
Generic.
no, it's not generic. They're god tier. Like they're so
it's
good.
god tier, but like the general food.
Yeah, it's like everyone knows.
Like,
Everyone knows.
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But it's just so good.
Yeah,
But
I mean, it is though.
I really, really like sugar tamales, but
Never had that.
with chicken. Like they make so it's savory inside, but the tamal masa is like sugary. Like it's like sweet,
Yo,
and it's so good.
I like to try it.
And then you put like cranberry.
Does your
They
mom
put
make
like
them? Your brother?
No, we don't.
sweet savory corn at home, man.
It's so good.
So delicious.
I really like the way we make carne asada too, because we do this thing called chirimol. It's just tomato like cut in pieces. It's not like pico de gallo. I don't know how to explain the difference, but whenever I eat chimol, it's very obvious I'm eating chimol. Chimol is we like basically bathe the tomato in lime and salt and cilantro and a little bit of onion, but and that's it.
You just eat the tomato?
We eat it with the carne asada.
Oh, okay.
And it is so good.
That sounds
man.
delicious. I would want to try that.
It fucks, man. It fucks.
So y'all have made that before?
Yeah.
When's the last
dude.
time you make it?
Yeah.
We made it for my birthday. I think was the. No, that was not the last time.
No, you didn't have the tomato with the carne there.
When
Because
the
you did
hell-
have a
When the hell did I
carne.
eat? I cannot remember. Yeah, it was definitely within this year, but I don't eat it often enough to be like, yeah, I eat it all the time. But it's so good.
That tres leches matcha cake though.
That shit is good. Oh, but actually now
No.
I am trying to I kind of stopped, but I really like making like desserts, and this is a very easy dessert to make.
Didn't you make like some banana thing once?
Did I?
I don't know.
I made tiramisu the other day, but I did it from
Tiramisu.
scratch.
Oh.
So
How was that? Did you like it?
it was really, really good.
You're biased. You're biased.
I am biased, but it was so good. I love it. Natty tried it. Natty,
Yeah,
you
Natty?
tried the tiramisu.
Where's the natty cam when I need it?
So there's this like white sauce. So I don't like egg, like raw egg.
Right.
So there's like this white sauce. I forget the name. It's
Vodka.
no, I'm telling Baka.
White wine.
It's
Is
some
that a
white
thing?
sauce. It's like with marsala wine, basically. And you just mix it up, and then, like after it's like whiten it up with like egg yolk and a little bit of sugar, you just put it over boiling water. You drop the boiling into like just it's not bubbling anymore, and you just mix it for as like 15 minutes. Yeah, you don't stop.
If you don't got a stand mixer,
You do it. You do it.
Gotta keep going.
But
For
you
15
do
minutes,
you
you
do
said?
this sauce that is so good. Oh my gosh,
y'all say make honey butter, some good honey butter, man.
Honey butter?
Yeah, dude.
it's so good. And then you mix it with then you set like the whipping cream with marsala, mascarpone. Sorry, mascarpone.
Mascarpone.
And
Mascarpone.
mascarpone.
Bake me, you together.
Oh yeah. I want to do the lady fingers from scratch.
We're gonna get Gordon Ramsay on there too.
I know that.
We're gonna get Gordon Ramsay in there too.
Yeah, he'll make the lamb chops.
He said no.
This is one dude named Paul from this British baking show. He's a very top tier baking show.
We'll have to get him.
To approve?
We'll get that dude.
Okay.
He'll agree.
Then Daddy can make smash burgers.
Yeah, throw it down with the smash burgers. Let's go. Make that sauce. So,
Sauce.
I just got it to ketchup and ranch together.
No.
That's just so delicious.
ketchup and ranch.
Yeah, that's
Have you done that?
Mm-mm.
I would never do that.
I thought he was gonna say like that shit is so fire. Nah. Don't do that shit.
I'm not a hater. I just don't like ranch. I just don't like ranch.
He doesn't? Natty doesn't?
Natty does it?
Oh, no, I fuck with it.
The ketchup and ranch? Do you,
It's not the best. But
where,
Let's say you stuck on an island. And all
Like
the condiments
ketchup
you
and-
Then I have to.
Hey,
I would eat
ketchup and
it.
mayonnaise.
I'm trying to eat. I'm trying to eat.
ketchup and ranch. Not the move.
How big was that cookie?
So,
Yeah, that's a chunky thing.
oh yeah, he ate it. It was good though.
How long did it take?
I can still taste the chocolate.
That's how you know you-
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I wish I had milk.
Milk is always the go-to with cookies, man. Okay.
God bless America.
Have you ever had like a God bless America? God bless. Is that an American thing? Cookies and milk?
It's a Santa Claus thing, I
This is
think.
a Santa Claus thing.
Yeah.
It's a fairy tale thing. It's a cultural thing, you think?
Nah.
Probably you won't say
Cookies and
American,
milk.
but other than that,
I really don't know.
That's what I'm saying. It's American as fuck.
We'll never know.
I'm pretty sure it's an American thing.
It's American as fuck, bro.
Probably.
What we do in El Salvador is like like café con pan, and then we just like dip the bread in the coffee. and
Yeah.
then-
So I don't know the whole story, but someone showed me that there's like a sue going on with Nestle, and so there's some Hispanic products that could be off the shelves if like the sue goes through or whatever.
like Nido,
Um,
like the powdered milk.
I think so.
That would be sad, dude.
I
That
think
shit-
so.
that's-
Yes, I think so. That it's and the abuelita and the I forgot what it was.
Oh, the chocolate.
Yes.
I don't
But
care.
people,
about
but a lot of people do like that though.
that. Disrespect. Yeah.
He's like, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
But that sucks.
Yeah. I mean, Nido sucks, bro. Cause that shit is fire, and
You won't have it no more.
I don't care enough.
Oh.
My mom uses it for baking.
Oh. But what would you replace it with?
There's nothing, I think.
Oh, you just
Like-
wouldn't add
like-
it no more?
Like the, you know, the powder milk Nido. It was on the big yellow
I think so.
containers.
It's just an addition. That's all it is.
No, you just mix it with water and then you get milk.
Oh yeah, of
Uh-huh.
course.
Yeah.
B basically thing with like this formula.
Yeah, it's. So you need to put like a bunch and then
You're a big ass baby.
it like thickens up.
Have you baked anything with bread flour?
No.
Yo, okay.
Mel's done that before.
Yeah.
Bread flour?
Bread flour.
What is bread flour?
I don't know.
What about my mom?
He said, "What are you saying about my mama? Don't break my mama after this." So,
What up?
I have to remember this. Autism.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That.
I had to go in like that. God damn it. Okay. Anyway, is there something that you could share with your experience, having autism? Because to be honest, I don't.
So for anyone watching this, I was diagnosed on the spectrum. I'm pretty high functioning. It is weird. Like looking back at my childhood and seeing what I was like. My parents I don't know. Like no one ever like caring enough. Even thought everyone thought that there was something off. I don't know. Growing up in a country where like people, I don't know if this was just in my school or if it was like in general. But I feel like Salvadorians like to.
They're ruthless.
They're ruthless, yeah. And if you're, I don't want to generalize, right?
Yeah.
Because not everyone is like this.
Yeah,
but
of course.
At least in my childhood, I was very much an outcast, very outcasted. Didn't really have motor skills. One of the things that, like, it's so bizarre. I didn't stop peeing in the bed until I was like 14 years old.
Okay.
Like I had no motor skills. I just didn't like. But I don't know. I was very much like. Like more alone, I guess. Always like in my own little world. Still kind of am. Well, I still am.
Do you have any childhood friends?
No. Well, technically one, two or two maybe. One of them, his name is Jose David. He's kind of like he was a guy from church.
Okay.
Pretty chill dude.
So you went to church for a bit?
Yeah, for a
good bit.
For a good bit. My
Oh.
parents are pretty spiritual and religious.
What's their religion, or what's your
Seventh-day Adventist, SDA. So we technically, we go to like church on Sabbath. We follow like the Bible a bit too much. I don't know what else to say about it.
Yeah.
I know it's just like.
Well, I mean, anyways, like growing up, you said you felt like alone.
Oh yeah. So yeah, it's always like that feeling that I was like different. Somehow I developed like pretty big depression when I was like 10, because I felt like no one accepted anything that I thought was great, or everyone thought that I was just odd, or people just not trying to understand me. And well, besides other stuff, right? Like there's a lot more there than
of course
like this.
Yeah.
But I don't know. He was pretty sad, I guess.
Okay.
Hated most of like my life.
When do you feel like it turned around for you, I guess?
So when I was 21, I dated a girl that was not a very good person. She kind of bullied me into trying to kill myself, which I did attempt, and I did survive. But after that, I realized that if I wanted to actually leave and accomplish anything, I had to like fight this. So that's when I realized that I needed to actually take my mental health. I was hospitalized because of that, like suicide attempt, and ever since then, that was like that was 2018. So we're 2023. So that's 5 years ago.
5 years.
So I was 22 years old, and ever since then, I've been relentlessly trying to find a way to understand me and fight all of that. That's when like I've been through psychiatrists, I've been through different therapists, and that's how I ended up getting diagnosed. My parents, it all made sense to them because they regretted a lot of things, like not trying to understand me better because the signs were there. But I'm pretty high functioning, so it doesn't affect me too much. I guess I used to have pretty terrible social skills, but ever since I started working more on my mental health, I realized that I don't know, a lot of things don't really matter as much as we think we do.
Yeah.
And yeah, just keep going forward.
So how would you say your mind state is right now? Do you think is there any variables that help you keep that mind?
Yeah, for sure. Plant medicine, it helps a lot. Weed.
Plant medicine?
Weed has helped me a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I don't...
I was like, hold on, I thought we were about to get real. I'm like, he's got his garden at the house, so I was hey.
We do have a garden. It's what's it called? So I was pretty straight edge growing up. I didn't really do anything until I was maybe like 2 years ago, actually. No, it started 2020. That's so 3 years ago. Okay. It's when I started like smoking. And one thing that I never had in my whole life was like understanding my emotions. So it was very bizarre when I started smoking, realizing that my sad, depressive perspective of the world wasn't the only perspective that exists. Because that's one of the great things about that is having more than one perspective of the world. Yeah. It literally opens you to like, oh, I have to learn more. Yeah. There's so much more out there that I don't understand because of like my limited worldview. Yeah. So ever since then, that helped me a lot. But I think there's some points in my life in which I used it as a crutch. But in the overall, if you could see the state of my life before it and after, you'd like... I went from being like I need to be mean, I guess there's some sort of like Hispanic machismo that I lived for a long time that I hated. And I felt like that's who I needed to be, and I hated who I was. But after that, I realized that if I ever want to really start feeling better, I needed to learn who I am and to love who I am. So smoking, helped me get there, because it just lets you connect with yourself. If you, of course, I hate getting stoned. Yeah. I don't I think I rarely get stoned, right?
You get high, bro.
I get high.
When Ron's high,
I don't get dummy.
When you're high, you're high, bro.
I don't get dummy high. Right? It gives me a headache, but what's it called? I think at low dosage, it helps you relax. It helps you feel like you're in a safe environment to connect with yourself. So when the pandemic started, that's when I had a pretty long period of time was just being by myself and trying to understand who I really was. And I realized that I am not mean. I like being nice to people. I like caring about my friends. And slowly I started trying to experiment, trying to treat people however, in a kind manner, because I think that I was really rude before. Yeah. I remember I would be like, Natty, I'm gonna try to give you more compliments, dude. And I think
you used to shit on Natty.
No, I still shit on him because I love him.
He used to be.
I used to shit on this dude hard. I don't know why
even worse than today.
I don't know why he stayed.
I had resilience on board.
Whatever.
I was just a little boy.
But I just started to be more appreciative of the things around me. And the people, and I started feeling so I think at that point I kind of had given up about a lot of things, but I realized that I needed to keep going. And that's when, because at that point I had been out of school maybe 3 or 3.5 years. I just was so depressed that I couldn't go to my test, man.
Damn.
Like, I would have a test and I would be like, I can just study later. I can just study later. Or like, it was just like I had no motivation to like get out of my house as well. And the day of the test would come and like, I would be like, I know I have a test, but I don't really care. I'm just like, I don't give a shit. And then like, I would get like really bad grades because a lot of that got like withdrawn medically from like this like my records, but it was like hard to see where my life was gonna go. But once I started to like connect more with myself, I realized that learning is definitely like what I love the most. Because I've liked learning since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
I love math. Oh my gosh! Like, well, I like physics. I like physics. But ever since I was a little kid, I always liked numbers a lot. I felt, always feeling like building things or Legos or like just math in general. I always felt like algebra. Well, algebra was pretty simple. But it was always something that I loved. And I knew that I wanted to do something with that in my life. So I thought that I needed to do mechanical engineering, but that is such a bore.
Okay.
That's when I switched to math and physics, and that's when my little, like, I need a mental break from school moment happened, which I definitely was, at some degree, trying to work on my, like, mental health, but it was so difficult back then.
Yeah.
But, like I said, once I started smoking, I started, like, to understand who I am and what I, like, want to, like, how I want to interact with the world around me. I lost my train of thought. Holy shit.
Anyways, well, I mean, I got a question for you.
Yeah,
Anyways.
you go.
So, I mean, you said you didn't have motivation. Would you say now you're motivated, or is it a little mixture with discipline, or is it pure discipline? Because even like recently, I've been seeing. It's funny. I don't know why. I've been seeing a lot of things about like motivation and discipline, and how sometimes you have to be more disciplined rather than motivated.
Yeah, I can't see that. I think that, like, one thing I learned about motivation is that, like, anything you want to do, no matter how difficult it is, always start small and develop a habit. Yeah. And I guess that could be seen as being disciplined. Because once you develop a habit, it's really hard not to, like, do it.
To stop, honestly.
Maybe.
He was like barking down the street.
You don't have to, but there's so much space.
Maybe he's out
is
there.
Is it? Is it recording?
I have no idea.
It's recording. No, it says it's recording.
It says it's recording?
Yeah. Is it a good angle?
Yeah, you saw it.
Yeah. It's back to normal.
Wait, is the focus again?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the audio's still going, so you can really clap yourself.
We got Jack in the room. We're waiting on Bogus. What were we talking about, man?
We're talking about growing and self-help and weed, and then we switched to something else.
I mean, I forgot exactly what we were talking about, but okay, as you know, with your family and growing up and everything, are you close with other relatives? Is more family involved? Is there traditions?
Yeah, I'm pretty close to, like, my cousins and my brother.
I think I only met your brother. I don't know if there's.
Have you met Camilla?
Who?
Have you met Camilla?
Nah, I don't think I have. Natty?
Oh, man.
Have you met Camilla?
No.
I don't think none of them have. And I'm not even sure.
Yes, maybe.
He said, "I don't think they should."
Why shouldn't they?
They're going to spit and then they're going to realize, oh.
I met your dog, that's your cousin.
Yeah, but she's. Hey, that's right, huh? You met my dog? No, my dog's
Fucking
I
Natty. He
love
said,
her.
"I don't think they should."
Yeah, she can be dangerous, but she's really cool. No, I'm pretty close to all my cousins.
Hey.
I think we're bond because of trauma so much.
Ah,
Trauma
trauma bonding.
Trauma bonding, but we love each
Hey,
other.
trauma bonding helps sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. But I'm pretty close to, like, so it's 5 of us: Juliet, Camila, Eda, Jorge, and me, and we're pretty close. It's really nice to know that they have my back.
Okay.
in the family, because the adults can be very like not the I'm an adult, right? But like the older generation, they can be a bit. They can be a little bit too difficult.
Yeah, I mean, like, so is there any traditions that your family follows or that you think y'all participate in, or?
I mean, we do Christmas. We do like holidays. We usually try to be with my brother, because my brother he's so good at cooking. It's ridiculous, that man, what he does.
Where does he live at?
He lives in Orlando.
Oh.
So we tend to.
What's his address?
His address is no, I'm kidding.
Florida has the best line for key lime pie.
Oh yeah.
Key lime pie.
Florida.
Can he make key lime pie?
He probably can. He does everything from scratch. Like every time he does pasta, he makes pasta from scratch. Like the egg yolk and everything. Like he makes the dough.
Do you want to be able to do that? Or nah, you don't plan on going that far?
I would, but I'm a bit lazy when it comes to food.
It's a lot.
I like cooking. It's just I don't like cleaning. Cleaning is the hard part of cooking.
Cleaning sucks sometimes.
It's just I have a thing about textures.
Yeah.
And sometimes food grosses me the hell out.
That means I just sometimes it's just like, yo, I gotta clean, and then like, oh, I gotta wash my hands because like meat, for example, you're touching it and you don't want to be touching everything else or whatever.
That's fair.
And sometimes the seasoning or whatever.
Fair.
Yo, I made. I want to make some wings. I started to make some wings, but I made some chicken tenders, lemon pepper tenders.
Nice.
Them shits came out delicious.
Nice. I wish I was hungrier now, but I ate that burger.
Yeah, that burger looked delicious.
Yeah. But what else have you been cooking?
What else have I been cooking? Chicken fried rice, just some steak, veggies, and just rice, like white rice, steamed rice. I usually do. I'll try to find recipes. I haven't found a new one recently just to cook, but I did some baked mac too the other day. Mm-hmm. That shit came out pretty good.
Anything baked is pretty good.
Bro, I still want Natty's mac from when he used to live in Greenhouse when we did that little food thing. Dude, that mac with the breadcrumbs, that shit was fire. I still remember it to this day.
Man, all I gotta say was that was Carly's grandma's recipe that she gave to me, and then I added my own little nattyisms.
Oh, nattyisms. He added the grandma recipe with some natties.
Dude, I haven't heard from Carly in a minute.
She's on her little gym journey, positive motivation.
Okay.
Let's go. She's making her progress.
That's good. It's always good. Progress is what we need.
So, you lost weight at one point. So what motivated you, or what kept you to like keep going? Because you used to walk in the morning. You said I forgot how long.
Yeah. So I would walk every morning for an hour and a half. I would just wait. So at the beginning of last year, I was weighing around 310 pounds. 305, something like that. Cannot remember the exact weight, but it's somewhere around there. And I was just very unhappy. Not because I didn't feel like, I thought to myself that if I did want to be a scientist and be better, I needed to take care of my body. Because definitely you feel sluggish. You feel because I used to I liked sports more when I turned 17, 16, somewhere around there. Before that, I could not play sport for my life, but something clicked at that age. And then I started playing sports, so I was pretty, in shape. So just feeling like I cannot move the same way, or I feel like my mind was very sluggish. I know that depression also plays a role in that, but definitely having a healthier lifestyle helps your brain. So I was if I really care about my brain as much as I say I do, I have to start losing weight. And so it all started with me doing there was a quote. It is, I'm gonna say it wrong most likely, but it was something along the lines of, anything that it's worth doing, it's better that you do it like bad than not doing it at all.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to brush your teeth, like you wanted to make it a habit, you would just grab the toothbrush, even if like, and just brush your teeth for like 2 seconds, like just like nothing, even just like making it a very something really easy to do.
Yeah.
That like it's so simple that like it doesn't matter whether you do it or not, and even if you don't do it, it's fine as long as you have the intention to like just 1 second and think about it. Like, okay, it's just like 1 second of that.
Yes,
so it all
like
started.
Put some effort or some imagination into it.
Yeah.
I mean, when in regards to anything, not just a toothbrush.
Yeah, you have to start small and put a lot of effort after. But okay, I don't know if it's like a lot of effort. I guess it is, but like it all started with push-ups, right?
Yeah.
I would be like, okay, I'm here, like outside. I'm just gonna do like 2 push-ups, and then I would do push-ups, and then I'll like sit down and do my own thing, and then the next day, like around the same time, I'd be like, okay, let's just do like 2 push-ups. And then after like, not a while, but like maybe a few more days of that, I was like, if I'm doing 2 push-ups, I can definitely add like 3 more.
Yeah.
And I started doing like 5 push-ups. And then after a while of that, you start getting so used to it, and you're like, maybe 5 push-ups is not enough. I'm like if I can do 5 push-ups that easily, I can definitely do more. And then suddenly start like making a habit, and then suddenly those 2 push-ups become like a whole workout routine around that time. So then I was like, if I'm doing this, I might as well like walk. Like walking is really good for you. You burn so many calories just walking. Yeah. So I started like doing 1 mile walks. They probably took like 15, 16 minutes, 17 minutes, something around that time.
You do it around the neighborhood?
Yeah, around the neighborhood. And then after that, I'll be like, maybe 1 mile is not enough. I can definitely walk more than 1 mile. And then I'll put music on, or just like walk and just observe nature. And then just think about like everything. And then that like 1 mile suddenly became, well, not suddenly, it took like a few weeks. Suddenly became like 5 miles of walking daily. And during that time, I would just think, and I would process my emotions and just like everything. And I realized that it was not just walking, but like it was just something that I needed for my brain to process like all of its ideas, and just like my interactions with people. What do I want out of my relationship with people? What do I want out of my life? And like daily thinking of that in the morning, and it helped me a lot. And then over time, after like, so I started somewhere in January, and then by November I had lost around 85 pounds. Yeah. So, yeah. And then because November happens, and then there's like birthdays and Thanksgiving,
so
and then you're like, I can take a little break, and then once you take that break,
you got stuff.
Yeah, but getting back into it can be very difficult as well. Yeah. So that's what I've been kind of working on this year as well, like trying to get back into it, because school is
it takes it out mentally,
time consuming. Yeah. So what I end up doing now is I do this like little compartmentalization of like every action I do. So because I cannot just wake up early. Well, lately I've been waking up early and doing my walk, but instead of doing 5 miles, I do 4 miles, and then I park. Whenever I go to school, I park the furthest possible parking lot that I can be in, and then just walk, and then I finish the rest of my workout. Instead of having to walk an hour and a half, I can just like put it somewhere else, and during that time listen to music. Just it's pretty relaxing. So yeah, like just improving on my health, I guess. That's what motivated me.
Okay.
And then I saw how that could be applied to literally any aspect of my life. and slowly every habit, just trying to build them. And
well, since you've been on this self journey, has how do you react when you get challenged on things you believe in?
I don't mind.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting because whatever my views are, I think I'm pretty well informed in what I believe. I personally believe. Of course, that is like subjective, but at the same time, I'm always open to anyone's logic because maybe I'm missing something that is crucial to my whole understanding of like my worldview. So being challenged is interesting, and I enjoy it, but it has to be, if someone wants to like truly change how I think, they have to present pretty like good statements of why. But people rarely, at least the people I hang around, rarely try to like change the way I think.
Yeah.
They just bring something up, and then suddenly something in your brain clicks, and you're like, yeah, maybe I'm like wrong about this, and then you have to examine why you're wrong, and then if you're actually
Has
wrong.
your mind ever been changed on something, or have you gained a better perspective?
Oh yeah. Drugs.
Not
Not only that, but like I'm trying to think. I know that's like a pretty strong example because I used to believe that they were like the worst thing in the planet. But then I saw my cousin, and my cousin, she's also someone who has like struggled a lot. So seeing how she was able to manage a lot of like her anxiety and like anger and things like that just by like the low well, she might be using a lot more, but like just seeing how she was still like all those myths that my family kept like telling me about drugs, like seeing how like they're not really there unless like I think some people can become truly addicted to like things such as marijuana. Like anything is addictive, right? So, but seeing like the opposite case where people use it to like just relax, and that kind of opened my mind to like, maybe I'm wrong about this. And then I started reading more like papers on like how it can be like helpful for depression and all these things. And I decided, you know what, I'll give it a try. And that changed my perspective on that. Another thing could be, I have a lot of ideas, especially when it comes to like research. So a lot of times, whatever you believe in, like you're gonna present them to someone else, and that person, like it could be your advisor or your lab mates. And a lot of times, if they have different perspectives of what you guys are doing, they will challenge what you believe in. And if they have the logic to back it up, you have to be very ready to admit that you're wrong. Like you cannot be a scientist if you can't. Well, there are scientists that cannot admit that they're wrong, but like I think a great trait that any scientist has to have is being able to admit that like maybe they're wrong. But there has to be solid foundation in logic of whatever you're trying to like understand that it's wrong. Define as wrong, for that to actually matter or like happen. But in general, being able to accept that you're wrong and accepting your mistake and accepting that like.
So you've had lab mates and projects that you worked on with people. So see now looking at that, like were you challenged and were you ever proved wrong in any of the projects?
Maybe not in the project. It's just more about people not like carrying their weight more so. That's why I was like, working in projects is very difficult.
I think you told me about one experience.
Yeah, it's so many experiences, man. Many.
It's been a journey.
It's really hard.
How long have you been on, the whole journey, going on doing your bachelor's right now and then now doing PhD next year? How long has it been?
Dude, it's been a while.
6 years?
No, it's been way more than that.
8 years.
You're closer. It's around 9 years.
Damn,
because I entered UTA in 2014.
Okay.
I did 3 years of mechanical engineering. I just couldn't care. I was pretty depressed at the time, but I also thought it was not like something I cared too much about. Also, there was this teacher who just made everything so much worse.
Made it boring or just
no,
like
like
that?
he was just sorry. He was one of the teachers that said that every student needed to have a really difficult teacher so that they can be pushed, but he was like ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Most people that I know that took him as a class, they told me like, no, that's the worst teacher I've ever taken. Yeah. He passed away, but still, like that doesn't change that.
Did he have a heart attack or something?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't really know. And then after that, I did 2 years of math and physics, and after that, I took 3-year break, and then I picked it up back. It's been 9 years. I'm trying to think. But yeah, and then I've been doing computer science. I started back in computer science in 2021. So I've been doing it for 2 years, yeah.
Yeah.
But I love it.
And your end goal, how much longer is that?
More like 5 years.
5 years.
I mean, my end goal is never gonna end.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
as far as PhD and that kind of stuff,
that.
hopefully 5 years. PhDs don't have like a set time.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, so you have up to 7 years, but you can finish your PhD like a lot sooner.
Okay. So why do you say up to 7 years? Is it you got?
After that, they're like, we're not funding it anymore.
Oh.
Yeah. Like you're taking too long, bro. So,
yeah, for real.
Hurry
the fuck up.
Hurry the fuck up, or we're like done with you.
Good.
Yeah, you get kicked out of the program.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's just. That's what you gotta do, right? You gotta write a paper.
Yeah, you have to write a paper, like present it in a conference. You have to pass like technical exams, stuff like that.
Your own study, right?
Hmm?
You gotta do your own study on something.
Yeah. So research, it's not like classes like you're learning. You're like you're doing. Yeah, it's you. Your mind against the world.
Got it. So I'm doing this.
Yeah, it's like you go read what other people are doing, and then you're just like, oh, that's a pretty interesting insight on this like thing that I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
How would my research change if I like add some of this insight into it? It sounded really vague, but it's basically learning what is capable, and seeing how you can push forward like other stuff.
Yeah.
Like things that your mind wants to answer. Because everyone wants to answer different questions. And every research project starts with a question.
Yeah, get your own understanding to it all.
Yeah, and then you find all resources that you possibly can within that specific question. And based on that, you can draw conclusions and then draw experiments. And then you have like a model idea that on your AI research that you want to do, what are the possible data?
How would you say you found your answer? When would you know?
Whenever you
How do you determine
have
that
a
you found your answer?
solution. So let's say for mine, right?
Yeah.
I guess an answer would be once the model is done and the parameters are tested, and I know that there's like I have exhausted every single like possible combination of ideas that I can have on that project, and I have my test results, and let's say I get like 80 to 90% like accuracy. Technically you want to do pretty much higher accuracy on detecting. Like I'm doing object segmentation, like on segmenting every object on your frame. I guess that's your result, and you publish that.
And you polish that.
I know it sounded very like simple.
I get it because it kind of just
because
straightforward.
you have to do
it's
experimentation.
Yeah.
You see how the data like affects like everything.
Because I mean, it's just I was just asking because of the fact like you have to do so many tests.
Yeah,
and
you
all
have
these,
to.
Like,
It's
you come
a
up,
lot of experimentation.
like you have these conclusions where it's like, oh, this wasn't it.
Yeah,
that's not what I'm looking for. And then of course,
so you change your parameters. You see what else can work, and you're trying to reach that point. But if you cannot reach it, that also tells you something.
Yeah.
So even when you're wrong, you're learning.
You're gaining something out
like,
of it. Of course.
Okay. Yeah, you take the L, and that means, hey, this is not something that we should like continue.
I'm gonna
like,
take this and leave this.
Yeah, and then you still learn stuff, and you can use that even later on.
Well, I think that's it, man.
It just ends.
It just ends like that. It just ends like that.
And cut by.
Wait, don't cut the audio though.
Oh.
Is there anything you'd like to share? You're gonna have to look at the. Is the rod cam still going?
Oh, actually, let's see.
Is the rod cam still going?
Yes, it's been going.
It's recording still?
Yes.
Oh damn.
It's about to die now.
Shit. Look at the rod cam, Rod.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you'd like to say, share? What are you working on? Anything?
Hi, I am Rodrigo. My brain just dead.
Damn.
What? I don't know if there is anything I would like people to know. I'm just me.
Well, where's the wisdom? You just said I'm me.
Yeah, quote or like something people could take away as advice.
If not, you could just say whatever. You're you.
No, honest advice is just be genuine. Because I think that being yourself and like accepting who you are and then seeing how you are goes with the world can lead you to peace. What is that? Is that in the recording?
Oh yeah, it's in the recording right now. So move it looks like where your feet is. My feet? Yeah, kind of. Oh, I see. No, this is not good. Oh, look, you put the camera on this. The camera on the mic. There it is.
Better.
Oh man, that went on for a minute.
No,
God.
just stay true to yourself. The more you learn about yourself and how you interact with the world, I think you're gonna make better relationships with people and just like your environment. Just don't be so enclosed in your own mind. There's so many more perspectives out there.
That's it. That's what we call it.
All right. Got it. I am going to send the bounced edit.
Did I talk too much?
Yes. No. I'm joking. But yes, it's beautiful. It's like, what's that one Netflix series you like so much? Yes, that was just you talk. I was literally just, yo. A lot of that I didn't understand, but when I understood, I'm like, oh, that's the connection we just said 5 minutes ago. Alright.
Make an animation.
Yo, small, beautiful things. Your mind is everywhere.
Mine?
Yes.
Oh. Thank you.
I do the same thing for stories.
Now more weed. More weed!